How are you at archery? Have you heard of the two-arrow theory of pain and suffering? We're about to spend about 2 days on it, so stay tuned. You've reached Talking with Dr. Terry, 180 Seconds to a Better You, message 270. I'm Dr. Terry Wurzbacher. This is a two-arrow theory is not some esoteric or philosophical concept. It's extremely practical, even if it's old. That's the way of many things. Mind-body medicine is very old practice, but people nowadays want their bright, shiny object. If it's old, it won't work. That's the mindset many people have. So let's talk about these two arrows. With pain and suffering, whether it's physical or emotional, there are two parts, and they're called the arrows. The first arrow represents inevitable pain or discomfort that comes from life. These examples are physical pain, such as a broken leg or an illness, emotional pain, loss of a loved one, rejection, failure, etc. The first arrow is natural and unavoidable. Life will inevitably bring challenges, accidents, and losses. Feeling hurt, sad, or frustrated in response is normal. The second arrow, though, represents our reaction to the first arrow, which is often where unnecessary suffering comes in. This includes worrying excessively about the pain or loss, feeling anger, guilt, resentment, or shame over what happened, obsessing over why me, or imagining catastrophic outcomes. I'm very good at that. The second arrow is optional. It's largely created by our own mind, and this is where suffering becomes prolonged and amplified. We can't always avoid the first arrow, but we can train our mind to avoid the second arrow. If you stub your toe, you have pain. That's the first arrow. You start cursing yourself, thinking, why do I always mess up? This is horrible. It's going to screw up my plans, etc. That's your reaction. It's the second arrow. You have to learn to separate these two. The toe still hurts the same, but now you've doubled your suffering. Psychologically, the first arrow is essentially life events that cause distress, such as trauma, like a car accident or loss of a loved one, chronic pain or illness, everyday setbacks, arguments, work stress, financial troubles. These events trigger natural emotional responses, sadness, fear, anger, or anxiety. They're normal and adaptive. They signal that something matters to us. But then comes the second arrow. This is a mental amplification of the distress, such as rumination, which is replaying negative events over and over in your mind. Catastrophizing, this is the worst thing that could happen. Self-blame, it's all my fault. Resistance or avoidance, in which you try to push away feelings that naturally arise. This is where emotional suffering often becomes chronic. So the summary is, the first arrow is unavoidable pain. The second arrow is optional suffering caused by our mind. Tomorrow I'll go over the two-arrow theory and chronic pain. I hope you're interested in this because it fascinates me. Have a great day.